You've heard me talk many times on my channel about how to generate leads from YouTube. But in this video, I've partnered with Noelle Randall, and we're talking about how to convert leads into customers. That's a really big deal, and Noelle has mastered it. Let's dive right in.
So let's first talk about what is a lead versus a customer. So many people don't know the difference between a lead and a customer. How would you define that?
Well, a lead is a potential customer.
Yeah.
Right? You have their contact information. You're ready to have that conversation. They've expressed interest in something.
Yeah.
Customer, they've bought.
Yes.
They've made that purchase.
Yeah. So the question for most entrepreneurs, because they want customers, but a lot of businesses say they want leads, but they don't realize they have to convert those leads into customers. So we've talked about how to get leads. An easy way is YouTube, the call to action. So now let's turn those leads into customers. So what is the first thing that you think should be done in order to turn a lead into a customer?
I have the answer right here. But most of the viewers, I worry, are they going to be afraid of what I'm going to say right here? Because the answer is, you've got to call them.
Yeah.
You've got to have a conversation. You have a conversation with them. It's actually pretty easy to turn a percentage of those into customers.
Yeah.
The reason that I kind of said that with that hesitation is because so many people won't take that step.
It's so true.
I've had clients over the years where they've got a six-figure business, and we start to have major traction on YouTube, and their ad revenue was about the same as their lead revenue. And I just look at that and I'm like, it should be about 100 times your business revenue from these leads.
That's true.
Because the ad revenue, you're getting a split of what YouTube's making from ads around your videos. The real value is in your own episode, and these people love you, they admire you, and every time when I've looked into it, this problem has been because they haven't been hopping on the phone. They've been creating their landing pages and making videos and promos and tweaking their funnel, and so they get their sales coming up, but they don't realize how much that they're, the expression leaving on the table. Yeah. These people are hungry, and they love them and admire them, and all it takes is just have a conversation and have a real strategy session.
Yeah. I agree. It's so funny that you said that, because that's exactly true. I think last month my Google AdSense revenue, I think it was $30,000. And I think from leads, and last month actually was a slower month, we made about $300,000 from our leads. So to your point, it's definitely, just YouTube sending me $30,000 and me taking those leads myself and making $300,000 in a month. So it's a real big difference.
10x
Correct. Like you said, it's a real big difference. And so what our difference is, though, is we do get on the phone. So in order to really get to some of those higher numbers, yes, absolutely, you can send people to landing pages and web pages and try to make videos to convert people. But for the most part, that's going to be lower ticket things, free books, $10, $5, $20. If you really want to talk about making $300,000 per month, having a phone conversation with 10, 20 people and them giving you $10,000 or $20,000 is going to be a lot better for your business than trying to drive millions of people to buy something for $10. You'd much rather try to drive hundreds of people to buy something for $10,000. It's just a better strategy.
I feel like, and in my own experience, it is actually easier to build a business this way.
Yeah.
Because we learn so much about these shiny objects, these fancy, elaborate sales funnels, and they sound miraculous. It's like, just build it and they will come. Right.
No, they won't.
But here's the simplicity of it, okay? We make a video. We've explained how you get their email and their phone number.
Correct.
And then you call them. That's the next step.
Yes.
And when you have that conversation, it's so easy to make a sale.
It really is. And now today there's so much technology. You have the ability to call them, to text them, and to email them. And to honestly, those three methodologies, all three of those works the best. Like, I am contacting people in all of those different ways because most people have a telephone, and those are the three ways with their cell phone that they get contacted. And those are the ways to meet people right where they are. They're already probably watching you from their mobile phone on YouTube. Might as well get their information, and then you're on their on their phone texting or calling them. So let's talk about turning leads into customers and how much, and the percentage percentage that you're going to get. So obviously, there's only a certain percentage of your leads that will turn into customers. You're not thinking that you're going to get 100 leads and now you get 100 customers. So let's talk about what those percentages are and what they should be. So for your business, what do you think some good numbers are and some of the things that you've seen in your experience?
Yeah, on the side of my clients who don't get on the phone, I'm seeing about 1%.
Okay.
1%. And they consider that decent. Hey, I'm getting 1%. So if I get this many views, I get
100 people, I got one person.
But when you're having conversations, 20, 30% is typically what I experience.
Yeah.
I've had as much as it seemed like 50% or more, like in given weeks. It's like, man, I talked to 10 people and 5 of them became clients. So percentages like that are amazing. You never have anything like that on like a landing page conversion. Right. But really on the phone, like if you're to average it out, 20% and higher is what I would say.
Yeah, and I think another great thing from getting leads and focusing on converting the leads into customers. So obviously as an entrepreneur, your first thing is get leads. Now all of a sudden we've told you how to get leads. We've shared in this video how to get leads. So now to convert them, a simple step is really just get them on the phone and start having those conversations. And even if you're bad on the phone, your conversion rate is probably going to be much higher than just your website alone.
Definitely.
So it's
even a bad sales call is better than a landing page on its own.
Correct. So you're better off still talking on the phone to them.
Now, how do you improve? Like, if you start out doing bad phone sales calls, how do you get better?
Honestly, you get better with time. So as many of you guys I've shared with you before, for 1 year solid, I did all of my strategy sessions in my business. I talked to everyone. I had every conversation, and I converted them if I wanted them in my coaching program. Obviously, now it's grown, and I have my other coaches doing those same things. But again, it's only coaches because they're going to be the one coaching you. So that's the way I've modeled my business. But as you do those calls, just naturally you will get better with them. It's just like anything that you are willing to be bad at. If you keep going, you will get good at it. So in the beginning, I wasn't great at the calls, but as you have more of those conversations, it actually gets a lot easier and you get a lot better. So it's not anything that's difficult. It's not like a sales call or like a sales job, because again, this is your company and these are people you are going to be working with. So it's nowhere near as difficult as people think. It is not like working, for Chase Bank and I'm calling people to see if they want Chase. No, I'm Noelle Randall Coaching and I'm calling and talking to you about Noelle Randall Coaching. This is fun for me.
Yeah, I have to agree. The thought of, all right, well, if I hired a sales rock star, then I'll be able to, but with a small company and you're representing yourself, you're the star of the YouTube videos. Yeah. I think you and I representing ourselves in those strategy sessions, we have a much easier time selling than a sales superstar. I mean, they have their skills. Correct. And they can learn systems and whatnot, but it's way harder for them, as skilled as they are,
to sell you and your business.
We've already got this relationship. Right. And what they're buying is us, actually, because it's our expertise. That's why we're the coach. We made these courses. So these strategy sessions, they're sales conversations, but it's like it takes off the pressure. Yeah. We get to consult with them, figure out where they are, what their goals are, and then lead them to a solution that's going to help them accomplish those goals. Yeah, and it's very much a conversation. Because they feel like they like you, they know you from the YouTube, the conversation really is a conversation. They're seeing your face, they've already heard your voice, and now that they have you on the phone, it's just different. All right, after we filmed this episode, I convinced Noelle to put her strategy session into a template. So she's agreed to that, and we're offering that as a free gift. So go to noellesfreegift.com and you can get access to that template. So spell it out, Noelle, Noelles, freegift.com, and we'll see you there.